Inadequate margin for the middleman is the reason for failure of product. New product development means introducing new product or creating new idea as well as evaluating all these factors. If you fail to estimate the cost of production, you will fix too high price or too low price for your product, so that it is one of the reason under pricing.
Hello everyone, I am Meghana from the Department of Commerce, lecturing in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. We are in the session 5 of Unit 4, subject Marketing Management. In the last session, we have discussed about product. In today's session, let us continue with the product. So let us start with today's session.
Let us continue with the new product planning process and causes for failure of new product. So in today's session, let us discuss with new product planning process, causes for failure of new product, then measures to avoid the product failure. So these three topics are the last topic for Unit 2. So let us start with today's session, new product planning process. New product planning process, it includes idea generation as well as evaluation of idea in terms of sales potential, then profitability, then production facility, then available resources, then test market and product design. You need to evaluate all these factors. New product development means introducing new product or creating new idea as well as evaluating all these factors. The main function of new product planner, that means the main objective of product planner is to identify the specific need for the target market. First, you need to identify the need for market. So, accordingly, you are going to make changes. So, then you are going to align the company's possibility with the market change. So, then you are going to concentrate on the company's possibility or available resources to match with the market changes, so that new product planning process can take place. So, there are different stages in new product planning process. So, new product planning process has done from the top management as well as the specialist. It includes the finance department, research and development department, then top management. All this team, they include all together, they make a strategy or they develop a new product planning process. So, they give ideas to develop new product. So, the failure of existing product to reach the customer, or if the product is failed to satisfy the customer, then it creates developing a new product. It helps in developing or helps in creating innovative idea. So, there are various steps involved in developing a new product. The various steps are idea generation, screening of ideas, then business analysis, product development, test market and commercialization. So, in the first step, idea generation. Before start production or before you think of producing a new product, first you need to get ideas. So, you need to generate ideas, the innovative idea from the different sources to produce new product. What to produce? How can your product can satisfy the customers? First, you need to think about ideas. You need to collect ideas from the different sources. The ideas can be collected from the internal sources as well as the external sources. From the internal sources, for example, research and development, top management, employees, scientists. From the internal department, you are going to get the ideas for the new product development, as well as from the external sources. External sources like external agencies. So, from the agencies, you are going to collect the ideas. You are going to get the idea from the external sources, so that collect the all ideas from the different sources. You need to collect as much as possible ideas. So, number of ideas, it helps in give the best out of best. So, you need to collect idea from different sources. Next step, screening of ideas. After collecting all the idea, next you need to evaluate them. So, you need to screen the ideas. So, the merits and demerits of ideas and the advantages of ideas. Then which is the best idea? So you're going to evaluate all the ideas. So you'll get the best idea out of all the ideas which you have collected. So here you're going to evaluate all the available ideas. So from the available ideas, you're going to pick one best idea. Next, business analysis. After analyzing or after selecting one idea, you need to analyze the ideas. That means the main objective of the business analysis step is to consider whether the company resources can be invested on selected idea or not. That means in this step, you are going to estimate, you're going to find the estimate sales, demand for the product. You're going to estimate the sale for your product. Then profitability and cost. Profit and cost. Then you're going to estimate the further demand. In future, the demand for your product can be increased or not. So you're going to estimate the sales as well as demand, then profit and cost of the production, then changes in market as well as environment. In this step, you are going to analyze all these factors like changes in environment and competitors. You're going to analyze all these factors in the business analysis steps. So after successfully completing the third step, you're going to develop a product. So after analyzing all the factors, then you'll move with the product development. Here, you're going to develop a product with 4 P's using the 4 P's of marketing mix. That means the product, price, place and promotion. Here, you will consider the 4 P's of marketing mix. Using this 4 P's, you're going to develop your product. So then, after developing a product, you're going to test run your product. For the test market, you need to select the area, particular area or a group of people to test run your product. Before commercialization or before entering into market, you need to test run your product. It helps to reduce the losses or it helps to know the reaction from the customer. From the test market, you will get the opinion, feedback from the customer so that you can improve your product. You can make any changes if required, so that after making the required changes, then you can introduce it into the market so that it helps in reaching the customer more effectively. So the test market is important stage in the new product development process. Here, to test run your product, first you need to select the area. Then you need to select the test period for the test market. After that, you need to collect the opinion from the customer regularly. So collect the opinion from the customers, then adopt the changes. So consider the opinion from the customers, then make a changes if required. After successfully completing the test market, then you can commercialize your product. Fifth step is important to commercialize your product or to introduce your product. Fifth step is important. So after test market, then you're going to commercialize your product. So you're going to introduce the product to the market. Here you will take the necessary steps, necessary promotional activity, advertisement activity in the commercialization. Then you will introduce the product so that again after commercialization, you're going to collect the feedback from the customers so that you can make changes as required. So these all are the different phases or steps in new product development. Next, causes for failure of new product. Every manufacturer, they expect good return from the product. After manufacturing a product, they expect good return from the product. If the manufacturer does not satisfy with the returns, then they need to find the reason. If the product is failed to satisfy the customer, then the manufacturer is also fails to satisfy their objective, that is good returns or goodwill. So here manufacturer expects a good return on their investments. That means when a product is introduced to the market, they expect adequate and satisfactory returns from it. When a product does not bring in adequate profit as expected, the product is said to fail. That means either the product fails to satisfy the customer as well as the product is failed to satisfy the organization or manufacturer, then it is said to fail. So the product is fail in the market. So what all are the reason for failure of product? So let us discuss the causes for failure of new product. So first one, product problems. Neglect of market needs. If the manufacturer neglects the market needs, that is the product problem for the failure of product. Then two, variation in quality. Neglect the market need. Variation in quality or poor packaging. So these all are the product problem. So product packaging, two, variation in quality, neglect the market needs. All these factors is the reason for product failure. It comes under product problem. Next, distribution and channel problem. Under this, inadequate margin for the middleman. Inadequate margin for the middleman is the reason for failure of product. If the middlemen are satisfied, then they work efficiently, effectively towards your product. So that inadequate margin for the middleman is one of the reason for the failure of new product. Then inadequate distribution outlets. So distribution outlet. Your product is not available where the demand is more. So this is the reason, distribution and channel problem. Under distribution and channel problem, inadequate margin for the middleman, inadequate distribution outlet, then poor cooperation between the channel member and absence of necessary middleman and lack of cooperation between the channel member. These all are the problems comes under distribution and channel. Next, promotional problems. Under promotional problem, inappropriate or ineffective promotional activity. Then inappropriate training and motivation for the salesperson. So inappropriate or inadequate training and promotion. Inadequate promotional problem. Under promotional problem, inadequate or ineffective advertisement activity. Then inappropriate training and motivation and training. Lack of motivation and training for the salesperson. Then inappropriate advertisement activity. So these all are the problems under promotional activity. Next, pricing problems. Under pricing problems, if you fix too high price, then it is the reason for the failure of product. Too high price as well as too low price is also one of the reason for the failure of product. For example, for the some group of people, price is the indicator of quality. If you fix too low price, they think the quality is low. So the reason for failure is too high price or too low price, or fail to estimate the cost of production. If you fail to estimate the cost of production, you will fix too high price or too low price for your product. So that it is one of the reason under pricing. So these all are the factors under pricing. Next, time problem. Under time problem, introducing a product too early to the market or too delayed to the market. Introducing too early and too delayed or too late to the market. So these two are the time problems. For example, in this pandemic situation, the demand for hand sanitizer as well as mask is high. The demand for such product is high in the pandemic situation. If you produce the product before the pandemic period, so the reason for failure, it fails in market. Then after this pandemic period, if you produce such product, it is also fail. So the reason under time is too early or too late introduce the product. So this all under time problem. Next, Failure to estimate the strength of competitors. While developing a product, you need to identify the competitors. You need to analyze the competitors. Then you're going to take the marketing activity, their pricing strategy, their product, their features, then promotional activity, distribution channels. All these factors you need to consider. Then you can make a better strategy than the competitor. If you fails to estimate the strength of the competitor, it is also one of the reason for failure of your product. Next, other problems. Under other problems, unfavorable government policy. It is also one of the reason for product failure. Or too low quality. Quality is too low. So, quality is also an important factor. If the quality is not satisfactory, then your product will fail in the market. Then price. Quality, price, government policy, then failure to adapt to market changes, then inappropriate function of your product. If your product is not functioning good, so then your product will fail. This all comes under other problems. So these all are the causes or reason for failure of new product. Next, measures to avoid the product failure. How you can avoid the product failure? So the new product failure can be avoided by adopting the following measures. First, improving screening and evaluation process for the product. That means you need to improve your screening process. Screening and evaluation means you need to analyze the demand for your product. Then you need to concentrate on profit, then cost of the product. So all this factor first you need to analyze, you need to screen in the first and second step while collecting the ideas, then screening, then evaluation. In first 3 steps, you need to improve your first 3 steps of new product development process. From this, you can avoid the product failure. Then introducing the product to the right target market. Target market is important. First, you need to identify your target market. For example, if you are producing a book, means your target audience is students. So, you need to concentrate on your target audience. First, you need to identify your target audience. Then, start advertising. Start promoting your product to the target audience. First, you need to reach your target audience. Then, your product can be success. Then, introducing the right product to the right target market. You need to produce right product for the right target market. Your target market and your product is different, means it will fail in the market. Next, introducing the product at the right time. So, introduce your product when the demand is more. Then ensure proper pricing policy. Price plays an important role in the success of the product. So, you need to fix the price considering all the factors. So, ensure the proper pricing policy. Then bring organizational changes and strengthen proper communication system. Make changes as required. So, make changes according to the changes in the market. You need to adopt the changes to the market. Install proper quality control system. Improve the skill and ability of the personnel responsible for new product marketing. So, you need to improve the skills for the product developer or who is responsible for the new product marketing. So, you need to give training for them. Next, ensure good distribution system. So, distribution channel is important. So, ensure your distribution channel. Next, produce and market the product according to the taste and preference of customer. So, ultimate goal is to satisfy the customer. So, produce according to the taste and preference of customers. New product must be free from all legal restriction. Next, ensure that the company has established good market intelligence system. So, you need to establish a good market intelligent system. Next, strengthen marketing department by offering training and modern skills. So, you need to improve their skills. So, by giving training, you can improve the skills of your marketing department. So they can come up with a good idea. So it helps in success for your product. Incorporate changes in marketing environment. You should be flexible to adopt the changes to the market. So flexible to adopt the changes in the market. So from this, all these factors, you can avoid the product failure. So if you ensure all these measures, it helps to avoid the failure of your product. This is all about today's session. So for this session, the unit 2 is completed. So let us meet in the next session with the unit 3. Until then, keep watching. Thank you.